All right, the recording has started, and this is the July 14th, 2020 Rook community meeting. We will start as usual on our milestone checkup. The 1.2 release, we don't have any plans for any patch releases coming out of that right now. We have been doing 1.3 patch releases. I think we did a 1.3.7 just last week or 2 weeks ago, somewhat recently. And we have a 1.3.8 release planned for this week. So Travis, do you want to go ahead and give us an update on some of the important issues that are going into that release? It looks like there's none remaining for blocking, though.
That's right. Yeah, 1.3.8 will just be our bi-weekly release. It's been pretty consistent. It's been nice just to get that out. Nothing left in blocking, or even, well, I was cleaning out a few more issues that we just aren't even planning for 1.3 from my perspective, at least. So I know we had a Cassandra fix, a security fix that's in there. Actually, is that merged yet? I'm not even sure. Alexander, do you remember?
The CV thing there?
Right.
That has been merged. It has been backported as well.
Okay.
So did that not make it into 1.3.7?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, already.
I think
okay.
that's already backported, already 1.3.7. Yeah. I think we even waited till Friday, I think. Let me quickly pull that up.
Yeah, that's what my memory is too, but it's
okay. Maybe that's it.
Let me just go ahead
is-
and check if the commit is in if it's already in the words today. If it's already in the release branch or something.
Yeah, or the release notes should have it, actually. Actually, I remember putting that in the release notes, yeah. I was just, maybe there's another Cassandra issue that was backported. My memory is going. Anyway, there are several fixes. I just can't remember any of them off the hand. I don't think any were urgent, but just more goodness for stabilization.
Yeah, it sounds like there's been, because I remember another Cassandra issue. I don't think it's not included in this release, I don't think, but at least community members bringing up some issues with the Cassandra operator or its implementation. Mm-hmm. So it seems like there is some traction, some usage for folks depending on Cassandra, at least.
Right. So that's, yeah, I'm curious about that uptick too. We need more involvement there to get that out of alpha state.
Yeah, we miss Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So so everything seems to be merged, nothing else blocking. So the patch release can go out without any further efforts by Thursday, Travis.
Right. And another thought that just occurred to me: if there's nothing urgent, and I'm going to look at what's been merged, I guess we could consider even delaying it out a bit longer if there's really not as much to merge. Let me do some research independently, and I'll get back to the maintainers channel. Yeah, maybe we just don't need that bi-weekly cadence anymore for 1.3.
Sounds good. Yeah, have it more issue driven.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, and then 1.4, we have the proposed feature freeze coming up at the end of this week here. So end of Friday here for 3 or 4 days from now.
Yep, so I made a pass through this board. I think it's pretty much up to date. There are a number of large changes I'd like to make sure in by the end of the week. I think they're all feasible, at least. There's a few big features, there's drive groups, there's, let's see, the disk sanitization during uninstall, and then there's a code refactor that I'm working on for cluster info. That would be good to get in. And I think, yeah, if we can get those in by the end of the week, declare feature freeze, then we can stabilize a bit, and next week start testing upgrades and get the blog ready and things for our 1.4 release. Yep, and I think it'll be good to go. There's there's a bunch of interesting features for sure in this release, and we'll just keep on rolling.
Excellent. Are there any, is there any, you said that there's still some somewhat not trivial changes outstanding. Are there any like big risks that you want to call out or bring attention to, or do you think it's still mostly under control?
I feel like it's under control. There are still some big changes we need to get in this week to feel good about feature freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And I think later in the week, we should move. And as we get closer to the 1.4 release, I want to move things to the blocking release column so we know what we're waiting on.
Yeah, great idea.
But for this week, I was still just kind of leaving everything in the other normal columns.
Cool. That sounds good, Travis.
Yeah, anybody else have risks or concerns for 1.4? Yeah. That must mean it's all good to go.
Yep, ship it. All right, cool. So then that is the milestone checkup section for 1.3. We'll look at the board and see if there are any pressing issues that need to go out in a bi-weekly patch release. And 1.4, we're trying to get everything in that we want included in that milestone by the end of week for the feature freeze. Okay, so we can slide on down to the community topics section. And for graduation, the CNCF did call an official vote. So the vote is now out, and folks are welcome to add their support in this thread here on the CNCF TOC mailing list. The way that works is that only the Technical Oversight Committee, the TOC members, have what they call binding votes. Those are the votes that matter. But everyone else is perfectly welcome and allowed to do non-binding votes, which are considered just an expression of support, let's say. So some folks are weighing in, some good folks too, like Alex Kirkhoff and Ken Owens, recognize their names already, are chiming in with +1 non-binding votes. So anyone is welcome to go do that. And I think I only saw one binding vote from Zhang Li of, I think it's Alibaba, who voted +1 for Rook to graduate. So that is good. That has started. We talked to our CNCF representatives yesterday, and there's not an explicit timeline for the voting process, but the TOC meets once a week, or once every 2 weeks, I think, which kind of tends to move things along that are in process. So I expect to see more votes rolling in over the next week or two. One thing that's of importance that I just noticed is that there are a few comments on the due diligence doc. One of them was from Kieran Mova, which I think is in Maya data, which has some clarifications to add in there, which is fine. We can totally do that, and I think that's good. But just today, some comments from Justin Cormack, who is a Technical Oversight Committee member. So he's looking at this and has some questions about the due diligence. So I think these ones we absolutely should follow up on quickly. I think they were mostly around our security issues and some of our tracking for that security audit and related issues. So I just noticed this right before the meeting started, so I haven't looked at it any further. But this is something we should definitely follow up on. Travis, did you already happen to look at this?
I did not see the comments or questions there. So yeah, I'll also look at those.
Okay. Yeah, those are, if TOC member has questions, then those are definitely high priority. We've gone too far to stumble at this point.
Right.
Cool. Okie dokie. That's graduation update. Virtual KubeCon. I think Travis, you added this, or maybe Alexander added this. If one of you all wants to speak to this, or I'm happy to either way.
Yeah, just an update from our last meeting. I mean, you and Alexander are still doing the intro for the deep dive session. Dimitri didn't work out for him to speak, so Sebastian and I will be focusing the deep dive on the Ceph operator. and that's been updated on the KubeCon site. And then the last item there, Project Pavilion. So we need to sign up for what level of engagement we want there. And there were 3 levels that they were asking about. So basically you can have access to the app where you can chat and answer questions and upload videos or share links. That's the first level. The second level is you can host a Zoom meeting to have obviously an open conversation or some other combination of project booth and office hours. So I guess I was wondering what interest do we have to support that? I was honestly thinking of the first option, the chat, but maybe it'd be good to host the Zoom meeting for a 1-hour session as well. What do you all think?
I was thinking, I like what Chris A was mentioning to us about trying to use this opportunity as a way to drive folks to our community in a more persistent fashion. So, I mean, in one respect, that's kind of what the intro talk is for. But I think there's maybe also an opportunity to do a little presentation, probably reuse the intro material, honestly, as what I see a large overlap there being, because that's kind of the intent is people wandering by the booth and saying, oh, what is Rook? Let me learn more about it. So maybe redoing some of our, or reusing some of our intro material, and then driving people to Slack, or I guess Slack's probably the best, to form more long-term relationships and get people involved in the community that way. I don't see quite as much value, honestly, in like trying to staff the booth the entire time like we have at previous KubeCons. That just doesn't feel like the same return on investment that you have when you're in person and you're on that time zone and you're seeing people face to face and you're having good organic discussions and stuff like that. So I'm not in the camp of trying to staff it full time personally.
Right. But I guess, do we want to do a Zoom meeting, or should we stick with the other chat app?
Let me reread what the descriptions of them again, because I can't remember exactly what the experience is like for both. Right. I would not be against doing a little Zoom meeting thing where we're basically kind of just giving the intro material and kind of getting people more familiar with the project, and just not doing a new presentation, but reusing some of our stuff from maybe our deep dive too. But I think I need to look at the description of the options again and understand what the difference between the two is, or what the format of each is.
Right. Okay. So if anybody else has thoughts on those, let us know, and yeah, we'll follow up on that. Because by Thursday, I think we need to respond with what our preference is.
Thursday's the deadline?
Yeah.
Okay. That's July 16th.
Oh, and then one more note about that. Yeah, we need to get our talks recorded by the end of the month and uploaded for the site. So we've got just a couple weeks left to get that done. Go ahead, Alexander.
I just wanted to say that, Jared, I'm gonna look into the presentation slides it should probably end of this week finally.
Yeah, that sounds great, Alexander.
By Slack.
Yep, yeah, that sounds great. We can communicate on that. I'm not super worried about that, since we're not having to author like the entire presentation from scratch. We're reusing some of the San Diego intro talk, so I'm not super worried about it. But I think probably one of the bigger things Go ahead, Alexander.
I just wanted to say that I will probably pimp the slides a bit, like let's try to improve what we have, and
So sounds good.
There's probably a new template we need to use and all that. So
yeah, there is a new template for sure.
Do we need to use that template? Was it required or was it optional?
Yeah, not necessarily required, but and for the slides themselves, but like the opening slide, I think that they like
Oh,
to
I see.
use like some of the artwork for the theme of the.
Yeah, no, it makes it easier for the people cutting the video or whatever. Then in the end, like
Yeah, yeah,
they
and I'll need some help with the is it OSB or OBS?
OBS. I can help you with that.
OBS. Yeah.
Let's just stay in contact over Slack, and
Yep.
we'll probably on a weekend or so, maybe even under a week. Let me know.
Cool.
Maybe we can do that.
That's
Sounds
for the
good.
recording, OBS. Yeah, Sebastian and I could probably use that too if that's possible.
Yeah, it's for recording.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's open broadcasts software system, something like that. And a lot of people use it for
Studio.
streaming, I
Open.
think, too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's Open Broadcaster Studio. I think it's most commonly referred to on the website. Oh, well, it's Open Broadcaster software. If you need help with it, let me know. I've been working with that, a bit already. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So yeah, then we can give a quick update on Google Summer of Code. So Ahmad is, I think Ahmad's on the call today, and he is ahead of schedule for this summer. We just finished evaluation period 1, which I assume you've seen the results for that, Ahmad, by now. So evaluation 1 is completed. And Ahmad, do you want to give us a quick update on what you're working on right now?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Jared. I for NFS operator in OpenShift security context, I already addressed Mr. Travis review. That's already addressed. I create a specific service account for NFS server, and feel free to take another look.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll take another look.
And the other one is about NFS provisioner issue. I will open the pull request for design first. Maybe tomorrow I will open the design and continue to working on it.
Awesome. Yep, that sounds great, Ahmad. And we will have our regular sync up tomorrow to catch up for the week as well. So yeah, great work, man. The summer's going really well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And how much longer do we get you on the project? Is it a few more weeks?
Maybe about 1 month, 2 weeks again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that there's a evaluation 1, evaluation 2, and then final evaluation. So I think we're basically just past the first third of the summer, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know exactly when the final date is, but Ahmad will keep trucking for a good at least another month or month and a half or so.
Right. Yeah, this is great for the NFS operator, and maybe we should even consider moving NFS operator to beta at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting some good love on it this summer. Yeah. Cool. Great stuff. Okay. And then admission controllers. Travis, did you add this topic?
I did. Yeah, I just wanted to raise a point. So we have 2 admission controllers now. There's the Ceph one and the NFS. And thanks, Ahmad. So I was going to ask, is the NFS admission controller always required now, or is it optional, I guess, like the Ceph one?
Currently, it is optional.
Mm-hmm.
The user can install it or not.
Okay. Yeah. So and I guess I was thinking, or I'd like to understand what it will take to enable them always or require them to be enabled. The biggest question there is around certificates that are necessary. So the admission controllers will just be more effective if we always have them enabled. So the Vineet, who's working on the Ceph admission controller, he's investigating that question. Yeah, Ahmad, if you have perspective on that too, we should that'd be great to get your input.
Travis, do we have an issue to kind of capture some of the discussion or knowledge on that topic, like enable admission controllers by default, an investigative ticket or whatever, and then we can add in comments, what our findings or what our understandings are?
As I was saying that, I also was thinking, oh, we should have an issue to track this. So yeah,
Sorry for
I don't think
interrupting.
there is one. Yeah, so I'll open an issue on that, and we can
Perfect.
discuss on that issue.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, feel free to, well, not to speak for Ahmad, but to, mention him to add a comment on there too, with his recent expertise. Cool. Okay. I think that is the last of the planned agenda items for today. Were there other topics that anybody wanted to bring up in this community call today? All right. Blaine, quick question for you. What is on your t-shirt, by the way? That's not an Inca Cola t-shirt, is it? Is it? Oh,
yeah. Yes.
That is awesome. Did you get that from Peru or?
Yeah. I got this in like Aguascalientes, like.
Oh yeah, nice.
Like the town.
Yeah, it's right near like Machu Picchu, right? Awesome, man. Yeah, the Inca Cola is delicious. Nectar of the Incan gods.
Yeah.
I just saw the top, like the little like the I don't know, the bevel or whatever, like the border around it, and I was like, that looks like Inca Cola.
Yep, it is.
Right on. All right, and then I think that could be the last topic for the community meeting today, and then we can adjourn, and we'll see everybody online.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks everybody.
Right.
Take care.
Thanks. See you.
Take care. Bye.